friends, welcome back to Belle's Library. Today I have a really fun vlog for you guys. I really enjoy and love circus books, and every summer I just get in this mood where I'm like, I want to read some circus books. So we're going to read some circus books. So I've got 3 books that I've been reading over the summer that we are going to chit-chat about and see if I can find some new circus books that I really enjoy. I have some that I really like. I love, actually, some, right here. We've got Caraval, that series, really loved. I have Night Circus up here. Oh my goodness, one of my favorites, love. Water for Elephants, I have that one in my other room. I really, really liked that one. I really was wanting to like Where Dreams Descend more, but that one was kind of But I love the vibes of a circus. I don't know if you've ever been to a circus in real life, but they are so fun. I was trying to explain to my husband this the other day, but like, I feel like it's art. Like the way that they make these acts and weave in and out of each other, and they're entertaining people and having fun, and they've got people up in the sky, people on the ground, there's animals, there's so much going on, and it's fun, and you're just enjoying it, and anywhere you look you're seeing so many different things, and these people, like, they have to train to do these things, and it's not like easy. So yeah, I don't know, I think that circuses are really fun and incredible, and I think that they work well in books often as well. So I really want to find some more books that I really enjoy the circusy aspect of the book, but you know, have some other stuff going on. So we've got 3 books we're going to go through. Before we get started into that lovely adventure, I would absolutely adore it if you got down below and clicked the subscribe button so that you can hang out more on my channel with me. And also my Goodreads and Instagram are down below, so you can go follow me over there. We can talk bookish on all the platforms. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. And this one, oh my gosh, it's been a hot minute since I read this one. I started this vlog a couple months ago, and it's just like, I've been slowly working through it. And this last book, for whatever reason, kept getting shuffled along on my TBRs, so it's taken me a minute. So Daughter of the Burning City. We're following this like traveling circus, and people who work there, they have their own kind of jinx work is what they call it. And so we're following one of the jinx workers, and she makes these illusions, and then her illusions make up her act. And so she's got like this whole family of illusions that all are a little bit different and unique and have their own abilities. And then one day one of her illusions ends up, she found it dead, and she's like, how is this even possible? Somebody must really understand my magic really well to be able to kill an illusion. And she's just like floored, and it's, you know, freaking her out. So she's kind of going around while they're traveling, trying to figure out what's happening and keep her family safe. And so that's kind of the setup of this one. So let's go ahead and roll into the vlog of me reading this book and see how I liked it. Hey guys, so I wanted to update you guys on the first book here, and that is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. So this is our first circusy book. I'm so excited. I love circusy books. Anyways, I'm about a quarter of the way into the audiobook right now, and I'm enjoying it okay. The first time I was listening to it, I started getting a migraine, so I don't know if that first part I just wasn't getting as into it because it was not a pleasant moment for me at the moment. But I've been listening to it a little bit since, and I am enjoying it. I'm curious as to where this is kind of going to go. We have this like traveling circus city going on, and we're following this illusionist who has basically created a family of illusions, like all these people, but they're like real people, and you can't tell that they're not real people, but they're part of this freak show, so they are a little bit different. And one of the family gets murdered, and she's like, how can you murder an illusion? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me, and it's very like confusing. She's not really sure. And in this kind of like world, they call them jinx workers, these people who have these magical abilities. And they're kind of looked down upon, and it's not seen as like proper and the rest of the world, you know, follows a religious way, and they're kind of like the vagrants in a way, like they're doing the things that are illegal or bad or this or that. And it's interesting. And so our main character, she's trying to figure out, she's, you know, grieving and trying to figure out what in the heck happened. She feels like it's definitely like somebody did this and it wasn't an accident, you know. And so yeah, it's kind of where I'm at story plot wise. I don't know the characters well enough to really say if I like them or not yet, and the plot is kind of intriguing at this point. I guess we've met a couple of characters along the way that have been kind of interesting, and we're kind of getting, I guess, some suspects in a way. She's not thinking of them that way, but if I'm thinking about it in my own brain and trying to figure out, you know, who possibly did this, definitely could be some of these people. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't have a ton of thoughts yet. I don't know why I updated quite yet. I guess because I'm at 25%, and that's usually when I update. But it's going along okay. I don't have a ton of feelings towards it or against it. It's just we're along for the ride. So I finished Daughter of the Pirate King. No. I'm reading two different books, both that start with Daughter of something, and so that was not what I meant. Daughter of the Burning City I finished. And I know, like before I was saying I was feeling kind of unsure. It was enjoyable, but just kind of, you know, average. And I think we're sticking with that. I think this hit another 3-star. The last couple books I've read have been kind of like this, and I'm kind of like, I really hope that I'm not like feeling slumpy and that I'm just not enjoying things because it's just, I don't know. But I guess if the book was good, it should pull me out of that and just be like, yes, awesomeness, right? Anyways, so I will say, I think my favorite part of this book was the characters. I think the Freak Show characters were well developed, and even the characters outside of the Freak Show, our main characters, Father Valum, I think is how you say it. He was interesting, and there was like a fortune teller kind of character, and there's just like multiple characters that each I can remember in my brain, and they were unique and different to me. And then all the Freak Show characters, like they all were well developed, and I really enjoyed that piece of this. And I think that that's a big part of circus books that I enjoy, is I feel like there's a lot of characterization, and I tend to get a lot out of that, and they're all kind of unique and different, and I like that. Having said that, there just was something that just never like got my emotions into this. Nothing was like, I guess, developed enough or deep enough to like really pull me into the story and make me feel for the characters. I enjoyed each of the characters. They were each unique, but like I didn't care if they died, you know? Like it didn't hurt my heart if they weren't alive. And you know, the storyline where we're trying to figure out who is kind of killing off these characters, we were following a couple different hunches, and I don't know, like it was interesting how it ended up playing out in the end, and I think that was very different and unique, and I liked the different types of Jinx work in this world. And she has the illusionary magic, but then there's like other characters that have other magic, you know. There is fortune telling magic. There's this guy who's called a poison worker, and he can't die, and so you literally can chop off his head and he'll put it back on and he's alive again. So that, like, there's so many interesting elements to this story that it's frustrating that I didn't enjoy it more. Like, I love the idea of all of that, so why didn't it mesh together? There's, I guess, something with the writing just didn't pull me in. It didn't make me feel anything. It didn't make me excited. It didn't make me angry. It just didn't give me that. And so this is going to be a 3-star for me. It was just an average read. So hopefully, you know, the next circusy book will be spot on and we will love it because I really just want a good circus book that I can just sink my teeth into. So I'll be back with updates. I'm not sure what's coming next. Okay, so that one was okay. We had a decent time with it, but let's see if we can find one that we love even more. This next book that we're moving into is Geek Love by Katherine Dunn. And this one, we're following a circus family, so we've kind of got some circus family vibes going on. And they own a traveling circus, and they all are a little bit odd, and the parents kind of like have created these kids in a way with like arsenic and I don't know, lead poisoning or something. I can't remember exactly what they said. Radioactive isotopes. Basically, they've made some kind of combination to where they can make these very odd kids. And so we've got like an aqua boy and an albino hunchback and just different people going on, different characters. And we're just following this family and their journeys as they go around town to town and some different stuff that is going on while they're traveling around. So let's go ahead and check out the blog portion for this one. Hello! So I started Geek Love by Katherine Dunn, and I'm listening to it on audio, and I'm only like 30 pages in. So I'm not super in here, but I figured that I could already say a few things, so I figured I would update. But when I originally picked up this book from the library, I'm like, oh, not so long. It's like little, like 350 pages. I was like, that's not too bad. The audiobook is like almost 16 hours. I was like, what the heck? And then I'm like looking, and the font in this sucker is small, and it's just like filling the page. And I'm like, okay, it's a little more dense of a read than I was expecting, but that's okay. So the main thing that I just kind of wanted to update on was that this book is definitely kind of different and unusual. I mean, so far I'm enjoying it. We're kind of just getting to know our characters a little bit more and the whole family and some of their different odd pieces. So our narrator is a like albino girl, woman, and she has like a hump on her back. And basically like mom and dad of her, they have this family of freaks that they have created and had them been born and then they raised, but they wanted them to all have something weird and unique going on with them. And she's like, considered they were kind of like bummed that she didn't have more going on. But yeah, they like use like radioactive isotopes and like, I don't know, what were the other things, that arsenic and amphetamine to help them create their family of human oddities. So yeah, it's kind of just different, and there's a lot of shows right now happening that involve some nudity, but then like all the people are like, there's something weird going on. So one of our other characters in here, she's like kind of a stripper, but then like she strips and she has a tail, and so then it's like, whoa, what? I don't know. It's weird and odd and unusual, and I mean, it's definitely keeping me on my toes. I will say that. So we'll see how this goes for a fun circusy read for this video. But yeah, I think I could possibly enjoy it, but I could also just be like, what in the heck did I just read? I have no idea. So we'll see. But yeah, so I did start this, and I wanted to just let you know and say, hey. Hello! So I wanted to update you guys because I've gotten quite a bit farther into Geek Love here. We are on page 194. So I'm a little over halfway through, and still not really sure what I think of it, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's very just kind of different, and I'm not really sure where this story is gonna go. I feel like each of the chapters is almost like its own little story about things that have happened while they're on the road with their kind of circus carnival thing going on, or different things like that. And so we're just kind of like, you're really just learning a lot about all these different characters. So most of this is being told through Ollie's perspective. She is an albino hunchback, but we also have a set of twins, Ellie and Izzy? Iffy. That's right. Ellie and Iffy. And then we have Arturo. He's the Aqua Boy or Aquaman. He's kind of grown up, and he's really taking over a lot of the family business. And then we have Chick, yes. I'm like trying to remember all these names. Chick, and he has like telekinesis kind of abilities, and they just, yeah, they've got all kinds of weird stories, and Arturo's very like, I don't know, he's like, you gotta watch out for him. He gets very jealous, and he really wants to make the most money, and he's very like hands-on with the business. Yeah, he like created his own religion for a while. There's just like all kinds of just weird stuff going on with this family as they're just traveling around doing their circus thing, and it's just kind of odd. We also sometimes kind of bounce forward. So like Ollie is a kid mostly through like all the carnival moments at the moment. But then like you bounce forward, and when she's an adult, she's much older. She's, I don't know, I guess maybe in her 40s or something. And so we do follow a little bit of some of that, and she has a daughter, and but she lives like in an apartment on her own, so obviously the carnival's not really happening. I don't know. It's just, it's very different and unique and odd, and I am not like totally invested in it, but I am really curious as to what direction this is going to end up going and what's going to end up happening, and if there's going to be kind of, I guess, a big conclusion, like where things start really like building, and maybe like the end of the circus is going to be like crazy or something, or if it's just going to be like a lot of these little stories and just kind of their life and what's going on, or I don't know. I am intrigued. I just am not completely invested in the story. So really, I feel like this could go either direction. It could be really amazing, or it could just be kind of like meh. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I probably, unless there's like something crazy that happens, I probably won't update you guys till I finish this, but I'm hoping that'll be very soon. Okay guys, I finally finished Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. Oh my goodness. I feel like this book took me quite a while. The audiobook was really long, and it's just, I don't know, like looking at this book, you wouldn't think it would take so long and be such a long audiobook. I just, yeah, I don't know. The words, I mean, again, are just tiny in here, so it makes sense when you really look at it, but first you're like, what, really? What, really? So, this book. I feel like this book had some really interesting premises that like really could have and should have worked for me more than they did. Like, it had a circus that's just like this big crew and cast of all these different like weird characters, and you know, like that should definitely work for me. It's something that like usually does, but it just kind of, I don't know. I think maybe the fact that it was a little less heartwarming and a little bit more like these people are just awful people. That was like, I don't know if this is working. But then there's also these like different cult aspects in here, which I haven't read a ton from that, and I don't know that it's something that super interests me. So I'm wondering if that just kind of really threw me off and was something that I don't enjoy in books. I haven't read very much of that, so I don't know for sure. It's just not something that usually like pulls me in and says, yes, I want to read that book. So I don't know. I did find the characters all to be very unique and kind of their own, and I think that was probably my favorite part of this book, is that each of them have their own personality, their own kind of interest and ambitions and goals, and they had their own, like, they had depth. There was definitely a lot of moments where I was like, like the dad at the beginning, like you get this idea that he's like this wholesome dad sitting around with his kids. He's telling them a story at night. And then like, as you're going through, you're just like, you're not the greatest person at all, or the greatest dad. Like he just like basically sells his Siamese twin daughter's off to get married to this creepo guy, and he's just like, it's gonna be great, guys, it's fine. And they're just like begging to him, no, we don't want this. And he's just like, yeah, we'll celebrate, it'll be fun. And you're just like, okay, dude, you're messed up. Okay. So yeah, and I was trying to like read through some reviews as well to just kind of pin down some of my thoughts and feelings about this. And one of the reviews was talking about the writing, because I was like, I feel like the writing didn't really fully click with me, but I don't know why. Like, it wasn't like awful writing. I was just like, why isn't this kind of working? And this review was like perfect. It basically like was saying that she will go into detail about the most ridiculous things ever. Like, I was trying to think of the atmosphere, and I was like, I can't imagine really what a lot of the circus looks like or the acts. Like, it doesn't come into my brain. And it's because she like will just glance through some of the stuff that you feel like are maybe a little bit more important things, but like other things she's just like going on and on about. Like, the example she gave was there's this horse that they like chop all the legs off of, and they like go into a whole bunch of detail with that. But then like the end scene, there's like a fire thing going on, and we get like a paragraph, I swear, and then it's just like done, and you're just like, that was a really big moment in the book. And like I thought it was funny because her review specifically was talking about that moment. I actually went back in the audiobook and re-listened to that like 3 times, just trying to like, I was like, whoa, did I miss something? And it's just because it doesn't go into detail. I kept thinking I was missing something and like spacing out or something. And I was just like, nope, there's just not a lot there. So it's like, she's talking all these details about nonsense stuff, but then like important stuff, there's just no details. And so then you feel like you're dragging through the book in certain moments, and then I don't know, it was kind of odd in that way. I also like feel like the tone and pace, it's probably the pace of this book was something that I struggled with. I don't always like a kind of I don't always like a flat-paced book. I like it when we have some ups and downs, where like sometimes the writing is a little bit slower, but as we're plotting through things, but then like we have a faster paced scene, and then maybe a slower paced scene, or just like a slow creep of just like build up. Like I don't know, I can't always just be kind of in that flat kind of area, and I felt like that's kind of where I lived with this book for a while. So overall, I gave this one a 3-star. I don't think it was bad in any way. I just wanted a little more from it. I enjoyed the character work, but that was mostly it. I don't really think there was much plot, or I didn't really like enjoy the plot very much. And I don't feel like the atmosphere came through. Like I was kind of meh. The writing was a little rough in certain ways. I don't know. So that's where this one's hanging out at. I am definitely hoping that the next one is going to be like a new favorite circus book, because I don't think we've really gotten that yet. And I'm kind of bummed, because I want some good circus books. It's not working out for me right now. So anyways, I will be back with the next book soon. So there's that one. In retrospect, I honestly am not sure that this one's even a 3-star for me anymore. It might be more of a 2-star. I just, thinking back on it, nothing that I remember about the book is like things that I actually enjoyed. I think back on the book and I just think that was the weirdest book, and I really trudged through it, and I don't know that I super enjoyed much of it. I don't know. So it may be a little bit lower than what I was thinking in the moment, which happens. I feel like that happens with star ratings often, is they end up dropping sometimes over time, or sometimes you think on it for a while and you're like, I'm still thinking about this book, I think I need to bring it up a star rating. So anyways, let's move into the last one, and let's hope that we find a circus book that we really like. The last one is going to be Harley in the Sky. I just finished this one recently, and in this one we are following Harley, and she wants to work as a trapeze artist and her family owns a circus, but they want her to go to school. They don't want her to do this, and so she decides she's going to run away with the rival circus because they'll let her do it. And that's how we're kind of setting things up. So we have a little bit of a coming of age story for her. She's trying to work out things with her family and the way she left them, and we're going to be on a traveling circus again. So there's that. Let's go ahead and roll into the next set of vlog stuff here. Alright guys, well, I finished Harley in the Sky. I didn't really update as I went at all, but I definitely enjoyed it. It took too long for me to finish this one because I think it might have been my favorite out of the three. But Harley in the Sky was really fun, and I definitely think my favorite part of this book was the circusy aspects to it. Like, I can imagine being out on this traveling circus and kind of this found family that our main character finds, and she just really gets to enjoy kind of making some friendships and meeting a lot of the people out there. And then also we're talking about some of her acts as she's, you know, on this aerialist trapeze up in the air, and I'm just like, I could never do that, you're crazy. But the magic of the circus, and she's learning to juggle some, and just they have this huge food truck that they all like eat off of, and it gives them different cuisines like each day, so that no matter what nationality you are, you like get a little taste of home for, you know, if you have some homesickness or whatever. So I don't know, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I can't speak to this because I'm not a part of this culture, but as far as maybe I will go and look up some Own Voices reviews and see how the Asian representation is. But there was a lot of talk about our main character. She's sometimes feels like she's not American enough because she looks Asian, but then also she doesn't feel like she's Asian enough because she's born in America and she is an American, and she also has like Italian in her, so she's just like this mixed bag of, and she doesn't feel like she fully fits into any of them, and she'll act like differently depending on whose family she's with or if she's with friends or whatever, and she just feels like it just doesn't all blend. She just has these little pieces of herself. So found that very interesting. There's a lot of like turmoil between our main character and her family, and our main character just trying to find herself. Harley's just really trying to say, hey, like, you guys aren't letting me do what I want to do. You're forcing me to do what you want to do, and I want to be able to explore what I would like. And her family's not fully listening to her, but she's also maybe not going about it the right way either. So they kind of, you know, there's some turmoil going there as well. And I think that it was a well-crafted book. I really enjoyed it. I feel like, you know, we've got this coming of age story, we've got some found family, but we also have circusy stuff in the background, which I really, really liked. And there's also actually a little bit of mental disability talk as well. I don't know, I would have to look up some reviews probably as far as this goes. I don't know how I liked that that was fully handled, and so I don't know. I would have to look up more information on that, but a part of it just like really didn't sit well because I don't know. I don't want to give anything away, but I don't know, because I'm not a part of that population. I don't know if maybe that is a thing and it's fine, and so I probably should look into that a little bit more. So I guess I'm gonna, you know, check out some reviews after this, after we chat with you, and you guys should too. And I would definitely recommend reading this one. It's really fun as far as circus stuff goes, but it's also talking about a little bit more, and just a really great contemporary story. I want to read more from this author, and I enjoyed it. So I gave this one 4 stars. Okay, and there it is. That is the last circus book, and that one I enjoyed so much. So I'm glad we got one out of this that like got a good 4-star rating, and it had such great circus vibes. Like, I really enjoyed the circus vibes, the found family. I think that that gave me the circusiness that I really wanted. And I found a new author that I'm really interested in reading more from, because I really liked her writing. I liked the way she did her storytelling, and I think that she may have other books out there that I could really like. So I'm curious to read more from her. So that's really exciting. Okay, so that is the 3 books that I read, circusy related stuff. I'll probably do this again next summer, and I will also link the one that I did last summer up top and down below for you guys if you want to check out the other circusy books that I read. And we're just going to continue this journey because I know that it's something that I do enjoy and I get excited for. If you guys are making it as far as this, one, if you have circus recommendation books, stick them down below so that I can have more ideas for this. But also put like a little circus tent down below as well if you made it this far. Thanks guys, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!